Right. And how are you going to manage the massive influx of meme token projects? Because those are the ones that we're seeing a lot of launch pads, you know,
that's exactly
launching these kind of tokens.
So that's kind of what we worked with the Web3 Foundation to when we looked at when we applied for our grant, right? The Web3 Foundation goes through a tremendous amount of due diligence and knowledge on trying to understand whether the people behind these projects are credible. They have the expertise, they have the credentials, they have the ability to execute. What we want to do is build a DAO, a council that does a similar process. Right. So we're going to have 3 or 4 members from the team and 3 or 4 members from the community, whichever lands on 7. And what we're going to do is this council is now supposed to work on filtering real projects versus unreal projects. But remember, the council, all they do is help you have a well thought out idea. Because the underlying network is decentralized, anyone can submit a project. They'll just pay for it. But remember, if you don't have good tokenomics or a good return of investment, you won't get funded. So you can absolutely launch a meme coin, but you will have to convince people this thing is worth it so they can fund you. And if you're saying, I want 100% immediately, that's a very risky investment compared to someone else who wants 5% immediately and will continue showing their milestones. You can have as many milestones as you want. It's up to you. You're the initiator.
Right. And you've mentioned the council. So it's the council that's going to be taking the decisions in the end, right? It's not the community.
Yes. So there are certain points where councils need to take action, whether that's approving a project for funding or making decisions where we are unsure about whether or not this project should. So there are questions about, there's so many permutations. For example, you, Claudio, the example I gave you about 100,000, what happens if you only get 80,000 of your required 100,000? Should you get funded or should you not, right? Or in this event of you got funded, you got the full amount, but then you submitted your first milestone and you have 100 voters, but only 3 vote, or 5 vote, or 10 vote, right? You don't have a full voter turnout. So what we want to do is work within the community to define what is an acceptable vote. Should Gaudio be able to get the funds, or should we mark this raise as acceptable if you got 80,000, or should we give you an option of raising more, right? What if you want to get people want to fund you more and you have 120? So the role of the council is to answer these questions with the help of both the Web3 Foundation and Parity to try and understand, what is the best thing for our ecosystem, but with our community as well. We want to be held accountable to our decisions. So that way we're working in a fully transparent way. We have a full agile board where people can see not only who the team are, but what they're working on and their progress. All this for any funding, right? So we're taking the best practices that have been well-defined over the past 10 years in the IT space into the Web3 space. And that's just something unprecedented.
Right. And how many council members are you looking to?
7. We're looking at 7. Whether we have 4 from the team and 3 from the community voted on, or if there's really a massive community, it could be 4 community members and 3 core team members. The idea of the council really is to give direction. We want this to be fully voted on by the community of the token holders. Unfortunately, we're not seeing a lot of turnout on the existing DAOs, right? And initially, we need the core group who have a clear vision of what they should do, how the platform should look like, and how to hand over the reins over to the community. Once they have that plan in place, then we're good. But if you open it up for everyone to have no clue how this thing works or how it should look, unfortunately, we'll see some of the problems that other DAOs are facing.